Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and I hope all of you are doing great. So in today's video, we'll be looking at some swing trading setups which are looking good and a general overview of the market as well. We'll see which sectors are doing good right now and which sectors are lagging right now and which stocks from which sectors are actually currently doing good and where there's some opportunity. So, and before starting the video, a small disclaimer. Any stock discussed in this video is not a buy or sell recommendation. Please consult your financial advisor before taking any trade or making any investment. This video is only for the educational purpose. So, let's start with the general overview of the market. So, if you look at the Nifty 50 and some other indices as well, like Nifty 50, Bank Nifty Mid Cap, and the small cap, these four main indices. So, one thing is clear that they have been in an uptrend from a very long time with very strong occasional shakeouts. That one that was made in June during the election result, and one was at the during the budget session. And but overall, if you see, indices are still holding up very well and they are going up. Bank Nifty is kind of stable as compared to the other indices, pulled back towards the 50 DMA right now. If you see, look at the mid cap and the small cap index that are also holding up their place well. But the problem is that the indices have been holding their place, but if you look at the strength in the overall market, that has been going down from last few days. So if we just take a look at the market breadth, right, we just take a general look at the market breadth, you'll see that the breadth, market breadth, overall breadth has been decreasing, right? So one thing is that can be clearly seen. uh, you can clearly see from 26th July onwards, it has been continuously going down, right? So the number of stocks that were up 4% in a day, so it went down from 189 to as low as 86 on 1st August and back to 102 on 2nd August still. And if you look at the overall number of stocks in the short term and in the medium term as well, if you see, that has been currently going down. So, but there are few selective sectors that are still doing really well. If you look at the oil and the pharmaceutical oil, especially the refineries and the exploration companies that are in oil exploration, and the pharmaceutical companies, overall pharmaceutical, like including every single space, including this overall sector, right? So they have been doing well as compared to the other uh, sectors. Some financial services stocks also doing well as compared to the others. And then we have the plyboards, a small sector, again it is doing well, right? So but overall, if you see, the strength has been decreasing and the number of buyable setups are decreasing, and there has not been much follow up in the stocks which have given a breakout as well. But still, there are few selected opportunities in the market that we are going to explore in this video. So let's jump onto the stocks. So how I selected the stocks which I'm going to review right now. So I have few lists. One is my main list, that is the actionable list, where I have overall stocks, and another list that I have is the big base list, where the stocks are forming a very large base of more than 3-4 months, right? So one thing you'll see is that three of the stocks from this big base list belongs to the oil sector, oil and gas sector, right? So if you look at the IOC again, it has formed a very large base starting from Fab this year. If you look at the BPCL again, same, and Hind Petro again, same, right? So one thing is clear, that the oil sector has been doing really well. And if you see, in oil sector there are multiple components. There are refineries, right? You see these companies like BPCL, Hind Petro, and IOC, these are kind of refineries. And then we have the companies that are involved in exploration, oil exploration, right? So those companies are like, uh, even if you look at the from the sectoral strength analysis as well, if you look at the stocks which have given the highest return for the past 1 week, that means they have been clearly showing strength. So in upstream, you'll find companies like this, Ceylon Exploration. You see, if you have seen the chart, it gave really decent results, and then it moved 20% one day, and after that 6-7% moved after that. Oil India, the chart is looking really good, right? So Ceylon is kind of a mess actually, right? So if I tell you my experience with Ceylon, so I had taken a small risk here, and it is a big regret as well. right? So actually I had this in my watch list because again the stock was very nice and it came in other scanners as well, because if you see the stock was just consolidating above the 21-day moving average and in a tight range, right? So I had actually bought it somewhere around here on 29th July, and my stop loss was pretty close because again the earnings were there, and mm, trading around the earnings is kind of a bit dangerous, right? So you see this candle, this particular candle right before the result day, right? So there was a bit of volatility and the stock went down and hitting my stop loss, and then you can see how it jumped after that, right? So it is a kind of a regret as well, right? So if you see the stock has moved more than 20-25% from that point onwards, right? So that is a kind of a regret, right? So coming back to the strong sectors, right? So ONGC and Hindustan Oil Exploration, if you see these companies are also in the exploration, right? So again it has been in a quite nice uptrend, right? So any opportunities, any kind of consolidation here would be a good opportunity to add, right? So again this is not a recommendation, just a way to check how the stocks, like how to identify the themes, right? So they have been in a good uptrend, right? So and the thing is that, as I said, the refineries are also coming up slowly, right? Following this, you look at the ONGC again, so it is also coming up, right? So again consolidating nicely in this range above the 10-day moving average. So any breakout from here could be a good opportunity. Then we have the oil and gas sector, like we have GAIL and Deep Industries also from the similar sector. Again GAIL, if you see, gave nice results, gapped up a little, pulled back towards the previous resistance area, taking support at the 10-day moving average, right? So again one of the stocks to keep in your radar. I think so I forgot to add it in my watch list, right? So I'll add it right now. And you see we have another one, that is Deep Industries, right? So my first hint for that was because again the companies belonging to this sector had given highest returns over the past week, so again that is a clear indication that there is strength there. So that is why I've selected, and I looked at the companies belonging to this overall sector of oil and gas as well. That's how I came across these IOC, BPL, Hinpetro and all, right? So again that was one of method to come across these companies. Deep Industries, if you see, again coming out of a large consolidation, so again worth adding in the watch list. Other stocks that I have in the watch list are some from the pharma sector, right? So one of the stocks which currently I'm holding, full disclosure, right? Shilpa Medicare, again from the similar sector and currently showing strength. So the second sector that is showing a really good strength is the pharma sector. So overall companies, almost every company in the pharma sector is currently showing strength, right? So one of the favorites that I'm currently holding is this Shilpa Medicare, again a good momentum here. So this was a bit of a kind of a disappointing candle here, this one. Let me mark it accurately, right? So if you see this one, right? So this one was a disappointing candle, but again it bounced back nicely. So other stocks from the sector has been doing really well from quite some time. So it was in a kind of a hidden bull run that is coming in forefront right now. Another one that I found really interesting from the sector, which is yet to break out, is the Supriya Life Sciences. Again, not a disclaimer, sorry, not a recommendation, my bad, right? So again it is consolidating nicely, and there was a very nice move on Friday, if you see, with very high volume. Other sector which have been doing well from few days is this alkali chemical, like Tata Chemicals, GHCL, DCW is doing good. Dyes and pigments, you have companies like Sudarshan Chemical, Shri Pushkar Chemical. So these are from the broader chemical sector, so they have been doing well as compared to the companies in the overall chemical sector. Then we have the packaging films, right? So they actually gave a really nice move, and I also posted about it, I think so last week, right? So again Uflex, then we have Polyplex. Again they are just after a nice up move, they are just consolidating a bit here, pulling back towards the previous highs, right? You can go through. Then transformers again started showing some strength, and the overall power sector as well, with Tata Power and Tata Power, NTPC, and you have Torrent Power, these three being at the forefront, right? So other stocks that I have in my watch list, again from the pharma sector, one of them is Glaxo. From the water sector, I have Electro Steel, which has been doing really good and gave a big base breakout, right? So these are the few stocks that I have in the big base breakout category. One of them is Electro Steel, which bounced back sharply on Friday. Then we have the three refineries. Then KPR Mill from the sector, again looking interesting at the overall. So again, these will take some time to break out, right? Just like Safari Industries tried breaking out again, but again failed to sustain, right? Then we have Hind Rectifiers, which gave a nice breakout, and Suyog from the telecom sector, which again is one of the strongest sectors right now, right? So again, from the telecom sector, small company and coming out of a large base, right? So then we have the Alchem Labs from the pharma sector. So one thing that you will see that my entire watch list is, you know, around the sectors which are showing strength, like the oil and gas, the pharma, and some of the uh, from the water sector. From then we have from water sector, right? And orchards again from the pharma sector, and some few other companies as well, like we can call them miscellaneous, right? So the scans that I used to find these kind of stocks, one of the scans that I use is simple. Going to this website, I made a video about this last week, and I'll post the link in description if you haven't checked that video. So in this, I use a horizontal scanner on daily. Then I have a custom scan of my own, right? So in custom, I can go to the settings, and I have 2 3 scans, which this being the one of the primary scans that I use, the stocks that are within the 25% high of their 52-week high, 25% range of their 52-week high, right? So again, this was one of the scans that I did. Another thing that I simply did was looking at the sectors which are showing currently strength. So that is how I came across the stocks that I have in my watch list, right? So the entire take for overall this and the coming week is that I'll stay cautious. If there are selected opportunities, I would like to go towards them, but overall the approach would be cautious, with majority of the positions being in cash, right? So that is my take for the coming week, and I'm just repeating it again. None of the stocks that I have discussed in this video are recommendation of buy or sell. So goodbye, take care. I'll see you in the next one.